Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Russell Chan. I'm the founder of Prime Your Mind Now, a website where I share my knowledge as a cognitive neuroscientist that researches meditation and the cognitive functions of the brain. I would like to warmly welcome you back to the third of 4 short talks as part of the Unwind with Singapore Art Museum series. If you hop onto Singapore Art Museum's Facebook page, there you'll find previous videos where I've taught meditation on Facebook Live. This is coupled with a different weekly theme that is based on Singapore Art Museum's collection. This is what I call the in-session meditation experience. So if you've never experienced meditating to art before, please do replay these videos and have a go. The goal of these talks is to gain a deeper understanding on the shared properties between art and meditation, and why practicing meditation would benefit your appreciation of art and vice versa. In this talk, we're going to focus on meditation and the cultivation of creativity in art. I will firstly explain a little about creativity and then move on to define what open monitoring meditation is. I want to expand on how creativity is enhanced from open monitoring meditation practice, and then we'll move on to one of the artworks by Jin Kwek called Aunties and Uncles, housed in the Singapore Art Museum. Lastly, we'll outline some of the common neural oscillations that occur during meditation. In earlier talks, I've outlined the connection between art, contemplative practices, and neuroscience. Although these themes may seem quite far apart, there's actually a very fine connection that links them all together. And that is the self, that sits firmly in the center of these 3 elements. And within that, the experience of connectedness in art. As we break down the connection between art and neuroscience a little bit further, we find that the binding element is creativity. So how can we enhance creativity in art? Creativity is considered an innate trait, which suggests that you may be born with it and it cannot be cultivated. Increasingly, psychology researchers continue to dispel this myth and outline that creativity is one of the many cognitive abilities that we all embody. For example, when artists have mastered a distinctive style in their works, it means that there's a level of consistency that has developed in their creative approach. This means that the creative approach is actually replicable, trainable, and can be consistently implemented. One of the methods with increasing evidence that supports creativity is a mental training approach like meditation. In the last talk, we explained what focused attention meditation is. It is a style of meditation that facilitates your attention to narrow and to induce a convergent thinking approach. Focused attention meditation is a style that provides more instructions and guidance for your attention. It is suitable for beginners as the instructions from a teacher guide you to focus on your body parts during a body scan or remind you to follow your breath. It is usual for the style to systematically guide you progressively through different stages. Such styles include Yoga Nidra, Kayasteram, or Trataka in different yogic traditions. At the other end of the spectrum in meditation, there is another style known as open monitoring meditation. This style consists of less instructions with longer pauses of silence in between. It is usual for more advanced practitioners to engage in the practice of open monitoring meditation to develop non-reactive behavior. Attention during practice is keenly aware of incoming stimuli, but the mental approach is to not react, but just observe. Such styles include Vipassana, mindfulness, and other Buddhist breath techniques. I consider this somewhat of a continuum because somewhere in between other styles exist as well. For example, Tai Chi, Qigong, Transcendental Meditation, or Mantra are all styles which are considered somewhere in between both ends of the continuum. I want to talk about meditation and the concept of meta-control of the mind. This is an important framework that was developed by neuroscientists Hommel and Causato. This framework helps us understand meta-control as a mental state that the mind adopts when we're performing a different cognitive task. For example, when you're performing work that requires a lot of attention, persistence will help you complete the task. On the other hand, when persistence is not needed, a more flexible mental state can be adopted. This results in an increase of choices that is adaptable in different situations. Research has shown that the style of meditation that is practiced can alter your meta-control state dramatically. For example, focused attention meditation prior to performing a cognitive task reinforces persistence towards a goal and induces a convergent thinking style. Open monitoring meditation, on the other hand, will induce a more flexible thinking approach, framing your mind to accept possible alternatives as different solutions. During practice, the search for bodily sensations during open monitoring meditation means that attention is often acting in a broadened manner. In turn, the integration of different information leads to the formation of new ideas and solutions for scenarios. Cognitive flexibility is an important attribute for cultivating creativity as it helps one explore various solutions to a problem. This is considered the mechanism by which open monitoring meditation benefits creativity. It induces divergent thinking, showcased to search for more solutions in various situations. However, it is important to remember that the goal of meditation is not to find a solution to your problems, but to let them arise quite naturally through practice, mental silence, and contemplation. It may sound counterintuitive, but it's important to let the processes take care of the effects. Let us try and cultivate this through the art piece by Jin Kwek called Aunties and Uncles. Photographer Jin Kwek wants us to deconstruct distinctive communities in Singapore in a way that challenges the viewer's perceptions or preconceived notions. Aunties and Uncles features a group of senior citizens posing confidently at a void deck of public housing, showcasing their strength and sense of connection with one another. I would like you to observe and contemplate on the artwork. It may invoke different sensations within us. How do you feel? Did your breath quicken or slow down? Make no attempt to change the breath and just be an observer, like a third person observing yourself. Are you able to feel the temperature of the breath without thinking about the temperature? No words, no naming of your experience, just awareness of the sensations of the temperature. Any thoughts of your past or present while observing the artwork? Let them be part of you right now. Your role is to be able to witness these sensations and to explore them without judgment. Within the last 10 years, there's been a real uptake of neuroimaging in different contexts, and art has not escaped this. For example, there have been a couple of studies that have utilized electroencephalography, otherwise known as EEG, to study brain dynamics as you're viewing art. What you see here is a typical breakdown of a recording of about 15 seconds. The first are beta waves, which have a low amplitude and tiny bumps. They have a frequency range of about 13 to 30 per second. Next, gamma waves are even smaller, and the bumps are occurring even more frequently at greater than 30 per second. Alpha waves are seen next, where they are larger but occur less frequently at 8 to 12 per second. And of course, theta waves, which are the largest, occur at the lowest frequency at 4 to 7 per second. The researchers in the earlier EEG and art study found that delta and gamma bands, which are related to long and short-range cortical communication respectively, were most evident over the posterior parts of the brain. This means that a lot of cognitive resources were utilized in the visual areas of the brain to view art. But more importantly, the midline area of the brain had a lot of theta activity whilst viewing art as well. This midline theta activity is actually what is most evident and frequently reported in most EEG studies that investigate open monitoring meditation. This means that there is an overlap of brain activity in both art and meditation. This suggests that these activities may benefit shared neural networks that support each other. And that's all for this session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like more content like this from Singapore Art Museum, please feel free to visit their website, like, share and subscribe their Facebook and YouTube pages. See you next time!